Palantir Technologies Incorporated is a software company that specializes in data analytics and provides solutions for data integration, analysis, and decision making. The company was founded in 2003 and has since gained prominence for its work in the fields of data science, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Palantir software is designed to assist organizations in making sense of large and complex data sets to derive actionable insights. Let's take a look at the analysis. Palantir has three main products. The first product is called Gotham. This product is tailored for government and intelligence agencies. It helps in data integration, analysis, and visualization, assisting users in uncovering patterns and trends within large data sets. Palantir Gotham is used for various purposes, including counterterrorism, law enforcement, and defense. Its second product is called Foundry. This platform is designed for enterprises and commercial clients. It enables organizations to integrate and analyze their data across different sources, providing a unified platform for decision making. Palantir Foundry is versatile and can be applied across industries such as finance, healthcare, and manufacturing. Its third product, called Apollo, formerly known as Metropolis, focuses on quantitative analysis and data-driven decision-making. It is used in finance and other industries to analyze large data sets of quantitative data, helping organizations make informed decisions. Palantir's customers span various sectors, including government and intelligence agencies, financial institutions, healthcare organizations, and commercial enterprises. Its technology is used by organizations seeking to leverage data for strategic making decisions, risk assessment, and operational efficiency. Palantir primarily generates its revenue through sales of its software and related services, including implementation, training, and support. Let's take a look at the stock analysis. When we're analyzing a stock chart, we want to consider several different things. Number one, obviously, are the earnings of the company. Is the company growing? Is it in an area where it could potentially have really large, fast growth, such as this new AI sector? And Palantir is perfectly aligned with that setup currently. It is making money. It's profitable. Its last earnings report we'll look at here in just a minute. But its overall trend profile, when we're analyzing stock price data, we want to understand that information that is known or anticipated is already showing up in the stock price. So obviously, information about its current earnings and then even its anticipated earnings going forward is already baked into the stock. People have made investments. They've decided that they're going to buy or sell this stock based on all current known information. Obviously, inside information is not known to the mass majority of stock investors. So that information is not known, but information that is known or anticipated is. So it obviously had a really good earnings report here and is now moving higher. Well, one of the things that we want to look for trend momentum, and we want to look for a stock that is moving in this direction. We don't want to look for a stock that is moving in this direction, moving lower, and then trying to buy here or buy here or buy here or buy here. That's a different strategy. For long-term investors, that may be a strategy that's working. And in this case, this could be a long-term investment depending on your perspective of it. But currently, as it stands as of right now, the stock currently is in that upper momentum zone. We call this upper range right here the momentum zone when we have a stock that's in an uptrend. In fact, let's look at this chart on a little bit longer time frame. Let's go back to the last year. And you can see it's done really, really well. It's had a real big run up, had that run up from $7, $8, the last earnings, or at least the last earnings that had a big gap here. It ran up, retraced that back, kind of paused, and now it's back in that upper momentum zone here on this 1 year time frame. So it's moving in the right direction, and it's moving in this upper range now that we want to consider a momentum zone. Once it gets up in that location, there's less resistance overhead to slow the stock down. When a stock starts to move down and down and down and it starts to work its way back up, there's resistance. There's overhead areas of of supply that people are going to want to be selling into, versus when it's already moving in this direction, that path of least resistance, that river is running that direction. That's the overall direction that we want to continue to trust. Now, obviously, we're not large institutional investors, but we want to follow that money. We want to follow that overall direction. So as we're adding in volume and we're seeing larger quantities of shares being purchased at different locations, that can also give us some insight to who is buying and why. When you have massive spikes in volume, that's not my 100 shares. That's not your 100 shares. That's large institutions accumulating. And during these downturns here, you're seeing volume is slower. Every up spike you're getting increased volume. That's an indication that there is buying into those uptrends. There's buying into those moves higher, called accumulation. So you've got that working for the stock. You've also got the overall uptrend working for the stock. You've got a very cool technology working for the stock. And now let's take a look at some of the other factors that can go into this stock pattern, and that is some of the earnings. So one of the things to look for is how has it been doing versus its peers. We rank stocks on a range essentially from 0 to 100. This stock it has a rank of 99, which means that it's outperforming 99% of its peers. So any stock above 90 in its rank is obviously a good stock because it's outperforming 90% of all of its peers. Something's working in that kind of a stock. We want to continue to analyze. We want to continue to look for why is it working. We may never know the reasons why, but it is working. And so we want to continue to trust that trend, trust that volume, trust that all of these big institutions that have they've got all the brainiacs, they're staring at all of their income statements and balance sheets, that they're really digging into every little detail, and then they're telling their guys, hey, let's buy the stock right here. That buying decision is going into the price of the stock. We're able to see that momentum and continue to piggyback off of some of those overall ideas. Okay, so now we've got return on equity. Some of these other numbers, the real big three that we're focusing on earnings, we're focusing on sales, and we're focusing on those factors that are becoming a profitability, the growth of that, okay? The growth over the last year, the growth over the last quarter, and then the sales over the last quarter as well. So here we're seeing annual EPS. The lines are a little bit choppy here, but some of these numbers here you can see, we'll skip right down here to the annual EPS, which is up 150%. That means that over the last year, its earnings have increased by 150%. In the last quarter, the earnings have increased 200%. So you're getting a real big bump just in the last 3 months of growth of this company. That's not surprising based in the area of AI that they are in. You're also getting now sales quarter over quarter. This is not a huge number. Would like to see that a little bit higher, but it's moving in the right direction. And that's what we want to see. We want to see sales increasing. We want to see earnings increasing as well. Now, the other factor that goes into this is the timing. Obviously, depending on what kind of an investor or trader you are, you could buy a stock and then just say, I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to shut my eyes. And in 10 years, I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to look to see if I've got any money. Or you can buy and sell around different price activity. So with TradersPro, it's an automated software. We're looking for specific momentum type signals. It's a momentum strategy where we're buying things that are moving higher and we're not buying things that are moving lower. And then we're looking for opportunities to sell at certain areas. Now, there are, just like any methodology, there's going to be fits and starts. There's going to be false starts. There's going to be a lot of things that are happening here. But overall, in terms of this overall direction, as the stock is moving higher, we ended up with 4 trade signals over this last year. Let's take a look at those. And the ultimate stats are up 80% over 5 trades total. And 3 were winners, 2 were losers, 60% win rate, 24% on the one winner, 58%, and then a couple of 7 and a 9%. And the current open move is 9%. Okay, and then so what that ultimately creates a trade expectancy number here for the past year and an overall profit and loss curve that's looking something like this: 10,000 turning into about 18,000 over the last 12 months. Now, will that continue in the future? Who knows, right? But that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for some of those indications that it could continue to move higher. So you've got a new technology, a new idea, a profitable company, and they've got a good foothold in what they're doing. They've got government contracts, they've got corporate contracts, and they're moving in the right direction. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of volatility here. You can see the amount of volatility is almost 50% from $20 to the upside, down to $12, $13, back up again. But over time, we're looking for this overall trajectory, and that's what you get with a lot of overshoots and undershoots along the way. So Palantir is a very interesting stock to be considering at this point in time. Now let me show you how I found this stock. Currently within TradersPro, you have several different categories of stocks. One of those categories of stocks we call muscle stocks. These are highly ranked stocks that are moving, and you can see that Palantir is one of those stocks right here. It's listed in that group, and so as this software is automatically looking for these names and these kind of companies, what it does is it lets the cream rise to the top. The best of the best are floating to the top, and those are the ones that you can focus on. If you just look at some of the names in here, you've got DraftKings, you've got GNE, which is a huge utility stock. You've got PLSE, which is a big bioscience stock. LMB, which just had a massive run here in the last couple days as well. Big run up, a little bit of a retracement, and another move higher. So the software is looking for only those stocks that are moving in the right direction. From there, you can go in and you can say, well, what are some of these stocks? I've never heard of Palantir. Well, let me go in and let me do a little bit more analysis and be able to make a decision if that's the kind of stock that I want to be looking at. Here's NVIDIA. Here's MicroStrategy. Here's Cabelta, however you say that, Carol's Restaurant, TAST. These guys also had just a great earnings report recently as well. This has been a big winner for us over this past year. So you're getting a lot of stocks that are moving to the top of the list. Those are ultimately the best stocks that we want to be looking for in this current market environment. In other market environments, other stocks are going to gravitate to this list. If you'd like to be able to analyze these stocks and utilize the TradersPro software, there is a link provided for you at the bottom of the video. We'd love to have you. If you find value in these video presentations on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to click on the bell icon so that anytime we have an update, you are alerted to that. Thank you.